It's like you're trapped in this bubble of silence, and the only thing that you're stuck with is your own thoughts. For the longest time, I have lived in this bubble. I have seen asking for help as a weakness. I just believed that I had to figure everything out on my own. If not, then people would think that I was inadequate, that I didn't have my life together. First and foremost, when you ask for help, it requires vulnerability. You're putting your weaknesses out there, which leaves it open for people to judge you, for people to make fun of you. There are people out there that genuinely are not happy with their life. They're not happy with themselves, that they want to spread their emotional poison onto everybody else. Their fear, their envy, their hate. We have to understand that that's on them, and that's not on us. It can also be terrifying, and a lot of fears come up, like the fear of rejection. Nobody wants to be rejected. Humans want to be part of a community. When we look back to our ancestors, they had to be in a group in order to be safe, not get eaten alive by all the other animals or killed by the other tribes. So this is just something that is in our DNA. But if we ask for help and we are met with silence, the thought of just being turned away when you are the most vulnerable you can be is enough to keep any of us silent. The fear of judgment. What will people think about me? Are they gonna think that I am not good enough, that I'm not smart enough? They're gonna see that I'm actually struggling, that I'm not perfect. But these thoughts that we continuously play over and over in our mind about how other people are going to respond to us actually take an even greater toll in our minds, and it actually makes it harder for us to even ask for help. Biggest barrier that I found myself in was pride. We want to believe that we can do it all on our own. We want to be seen as Miss or Mr. Independent. We don't need anybody to help us. Think about this. Look at all the most successful people in the world. All right, all of the greatest movie stars, singers, business owners, all of them have a team. They have mentors. They have people that actually helped them to get to where they are now, and they keep helping them. We are not able to do everything with our own two hands and our own experiences, our own skills. Like, we all have weaknesses and strengths, and there are certain things that we need to outsource. We have also been programmed to believe that we don't need help. Looking back at the school system, we were told to raise our hands whenever we had a question, right? How many of us actually raised our hand? I was one of these people. Like, I would wait till someone else hopefully asked the question that I had, so I wouldn't seem like the stupid one. And our success in school was also measured the ability that we had to solve problems. So depending on whatever grade you had was equal to how smart you were. In order to get those high grades, you had to independently get those grades up yourself. You had to put in the work, you had to study for the test, you had to do your homework, and you had to excel without any assistance. We were taught that asking for help was a weakness. This is the message that a lot of us have received. There's also this mindset that society puts on us that we have to be strong. We have to be self-sufficient. We have to figure everything out on our own. We have to keep everything to ourselves. We shouldn't share anything because that is how people can know more about you. They can tear you down. It can make you doubt yourself. The last one also that I have noticed is childhood. When we look at the environment that we were raised in, a lot of us were not encouraged to share our emotions. A lot of us were told to shut up and suck it up, just figure it out on your own. Like, whenever you had a boo-boo and you went crying to your mom and dad, they would tell you, be strong, suck it up. These are messages that we received where whenever we were most vulnerable and we showed that, we were put down. It made us feel ashamed, like we shouldn't be feeling that. And we started to learn to bottle up all of these feelings, to put on a brave face when everything is actually falling apart. And that's not helping us, you guys. We are entering an era where society is evolving, people are evolving, our well-being is top priority. They're starting to see that if you are mentally not stable, you are not getting the help that you need, and your whole life is going to be complete chaos. Now, to the good stuff, how do we actually start asking for help? How do we start reconditioning our mind, getting the help and the tools, the resources that we need to be successful, live a life that is authentic to ourselves, is fulfilling, full of joy, full of peace? The first thing that we have to do is we have to accept that asking for help is not a weakness, but a strength. It takes a lot of courage for us to actually be vulnerable, get the support that we need from others to succeed. So if you're struggling in your career, at school, mentally, emotionally, physically, there are people out there who have the resources and who are the experts in whatever it is that you're struggling with, that can help you, give you some direction, and make you feel more empowered to want to be better at these things and start investing your time in those resources. I recently invested in a therapist, and that has changed my life. I was very nervous to do this because I have to actually face my fears. I have to face my limiting beliefs. I have to actually talk to a stranger about my life and what I'm struggling with, and that person can judge me. I was very scared, but I knew that I had to put myself out there if I wanted to be better, and I had to choose my heart. It was either I stay overwhelmed, stressed, I stay unhappy with my life, or I get a little bit uncomfortable, accept the possibility of rejection and judgment, and I be vulnerable. And this can be incredibly difficult at first because you're so used to bottling up your emotions that it just feels very uncomfortable. But I guarantee that after you open up, you're gonna feel so much more relieved. You're gonna feel more at peace. What helped me actually with this is to write it down before, whether it's just some bullet points about what it is that you want to talk about, or if you just actually want to write a whole letter and then just read it to the other person just to help you process those emotions better. Once we start to believe this, we have to also start strengthening the relationship that we have with ourselves so that we can start owning our truth. And that means that we have to start owning our weaknesses and showing up as our true authentic self. We are not going to respond to the negativity or the opinions of other people that we may get whenever we're vulnerable. Finally, be patient with yourself, because this is not going to happen overnight. It's a lifelong journey. It's going to take a lot of practice to start embracing this new mindset of asking for help, being vulnerable. So just take it day by day and start celebrating also those small wins, because those small wins are gonna be your little boosts of energy and of happiness whenever you feel like you should be doing more. In conclusion, yes, it's hard to ask for help. It's very uncomfortable. It's also one of the bravest things that you can do for yourself. So if you're struggling with this right now, I really hope that this video showed you that you are not alone and that it's completely okay to ask for help. And I highly encourage you to do it. There are people out there that actually care about you and who are ready and willing to lend a helping hand. And I'm one of those people. So if you have any questions or if you want to talk about anything, my socials are down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. Oh my, what a one.